What's up, guys? Mellow Man Ace back at you Tuesday, 2 p.m. I'm sitting here with the beautifully talented, one of my good friends in the game for over 20 years now. Abby Loces is with us. Say hello to the talent, singer, songwriter, composer, percussionist, pianist, guitarist. Did I get it all?
Pretty much, yeah.
Amazing. Let me clap on that again, because that's just how you got good at so many different things is beyond me. So we want to start. We're gonna talk to you in a second. Hang in there while I do my little sports talk. Yes,
that's fine.
You got time? You got a little time?
Yeah, I'm hanging out.
Good deal, guys. You're gonna love her story. Beautifully talented. We met. I believe we met during a Cypress Hill session, or one of the guys from Cypress Hill called you in, right?
To do a session years ago.
And we're going to get to that right now in a bit here. Guys, I just wanted to say that the wine that we're drinking today is, again, 808 Beats Wine. That's my boy Mario Pacheco at 808 Beats Wine. You can check them out on Instagram and Facebook. They got the great Cabernet that we're drinking right now. It's delicious, coming from Napa Valley, Northern California. I wanted to start off today talking sports. You play sports?
Yes.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
What did you play?
I was more track and field kind of girl.
Track and field? Yeah. Okay, you got that kind of vibe.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a baseball guy, football, all the three major sports. Mm-hmm. Sometimes hockey, but never cricket.
Okay.
In first place, in the American League East right now, early on in the season, it's the New York Yankees on top of the Rays. They seem to have been battling the last 3 years in that position. Then you have the Blue Jays and the Red Sox in that order. In the Central Division, it is the Twins and the Cleveland Guardians. Did you know they changed their name?
No.
Yeah, that name is kind of goofy. I don't know that I'm messing with that. And the Chicago Cubans are in third place there in the Central Division. In the West, it's your California Angels, still holding tight. But again, we just started the season, so anything can happen. And moving right over to the National League, it's the New York Mets on top of the East there, with the Marlins, of all people, in second place. In the Central Division, it's the Milwaukee Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals, with Pittsburgh a close third. And in the West, of course, it's the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Padres, and the Colorado Rockies in that order.
Right.
I'm a big baseball guy. When was the last time you went to a baseball game?
It's been a while. Just busy, though. Not because I don't want to, though.
Were you a Padres fan growing up?
Growing up, yeah, because it was closer to my hometown.
Where did you grow up?
Calexico. The border town of Calexico, right by Mexicali.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people in LA pretty much know where it is. But anywhere else in the country, they don't know where it is.
Calexico. Now, that's on the Mexico side, yes?
No, it's on this side.
It's still on the before the border.
On the U.S. side.
Okay.
My house was it's 6-7 blocks away from the actual border. It's right smack on the border.
Is that right?
So it's an interesting place to grow up because it's so close. So, you cross the border every day. It's very normal to live like that,
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much loved it. It was a
now,
good place to grow up.
Because you were so close, did you encounter a lot of, how can I say, a lot of the traffic? And was there a lot of border patrol around at all times?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My whole life. You have to just live with the fact that they're there. and taking care of the border. And you have to deal with the fact that there's people crossing illegally all the time. And there's all kinds of.
Did you ever get confused for somebody crossing the border illegally?
I think it's just part of life. Growing at the border, they just come. I'll be riding my bike, for example, and they'll just stop me. It's just because I'm riding my bicycle.
Yeah.
Hi, are you? What's your name and where do you live and where you go? Just regular questions.
Yeah.
And as soon as they see that I can speak a little English and I know the name of my high school or whatever little questions that then they leave you alone. But it was pretty consistent, especially living on the edge of town and doing things. I used to jog a lot and run a lot. So I go jogging way out in the fields, and the immigration, the border patrol's all over the place. So
no ICE, people.
Eventually,
no ICE.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Or as they called it, La Migra back then.
Yeah, La Migra. I remember that back in the days. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Abby, I keep telling everybody that, that I meet about your talents. It's rare that I interview somebody that I know very well. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of the guys that I bring on the show, some of the female MCs, but not like I know you, right? So we've worked together. We have a history. So it's a little bit trippy for me right now. I'm bugging out. I can't find my camera. You know what I mean? So let's take it there. I mean, growing up, Calexico, right? When do you decide you want to be a singer? At what age?
I used to sing in church, and that was just for fun. But I was pretty good at it, and I realized I really liked it and enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But what really started it is my dad brought home a little keyboard and just this little organ, this little toy.
Yeah.
And I played the crap out of that thing every day. Sure. I just played it and played it. I would go to the TV and look at a commercial, and then I'd come home and, play it on there by ear. And I got pretty good at it. So eventually, I didn't do that. I just started playing and singing everything that I could think of. It just became something that I had to do.
Now, were you singing predominantly in Spanish at the church? Or was it a Spanish church, or was it?
It was in English and Spanish. I did both. Mm-hmm. Pretty much everything there is English and Spanish.
Yeah.
But I was doing a lot of English.
Jesucristo and all that kind of stuff.
Well, more like a youth group kind of.
Alabare, 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 alabare.
No, it was more like.
You remember that song?
Yeah, but we didn't do that one.
You didn't do it.
You know why? Because we were doing like contemporary Christian stuff, and it was more like Amy Grant. And
Heathens.
No, it was just more. It was pop music that was Christian and stuff.
Okay.
That I was doing. Not in church. In church, it was more the choir, but it was fun. But the thing is that's not what I wanted to do. It just made me realize that I could sing.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, I wanna sing just the songs that I like that I'm listening to on the radio or on TV or commercials, and
sure.
And then I got really into it, and eventually I had there was this one woman who could play piano, the whole town, just one woman, and this lady, Mrs. Amarias, God bless her soul, she passed away a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But she changed my life. My mother took me to her and said, she needs lessons. This girl's, poking on the organ, and she's got something here. So we weren't very well off. So my mother would donate whatever she could to her, and she would teach me as much as she could.
Amazing.
And that's the first piano lesson. So as I'm learning piano, I'm singing along to other songs that I.
Now, how old are you there? 12, 13? What are you doing? 15?
10, 11.
Amazing.
10, 11. I started really, really young.
My father made me play the trumpet when I first came from Cuba, very young, and I sucked.
Oh.
I sucked, and our school principal, I think it was Mr. Frazier, said he'll never make it. He sucks. He's terrible. You'll never make it in music.
You can't listen to those voices, man.
I don't, and I didn't. I didn't care.
Good.
I sold millions of records.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So it goes to show you, Mr. Frazier.
That's right.
Eat a big fat one, sir. No doubt. So now you're starting to play keyboards.
I'll play keyboards, and then I got really into, top 40 and having my garage band and having the guys come over, and we'd be rocking out, in the backyard and in the house. And I just I was like the girl, the only musician female in the whole neighborhood. So they would all come to my house and we would jam.
Mr. Loces, can we see Abby?
And we would jam. Oh, he didn't care. He was cool. Yeah, the whole family was fine with it.
Right on.
They were real supportive. And then I don't know, it just turned into something else. Talent shows.
Okay, so what came next? Was it guitar? Was it percussion? Was it because now? Okay, wait a minute. You started singing. Now you're playing keyboard.
I'm playing keyboard,
and you got good at that.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get good?
A couple years. By the time I was a teenager, I could get around really well.
Did you practice a lot?
Oh yeah.
Like how many hours?
I don't know, man. It started like half an hour, then I would do an hour a day. And then, of course, my mother, honestly, it's because of her that I play as good as I do. She pushed me hard.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. And then she was the one that would be, Abby, estás tocando muy rápido, slow down, hey, that doesn't sound good, do it again. She was the one who, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't play like I do.
She cracked the whip on you.
Yeah, because she saw that I could do it, and she was the one that was on my back. And I really, gosh, I will never, to this day, I owe her all the gratitude, for what I do as a musician.
Yeah.
Because from then, I, discovered all these other instruments, and then I played the guitar.
Was that next?
That was next.
Guitar. What made you pick up a guitar?
Everybody in town played guitar, so I was like, well, I better play too.
Yeah.
And so I started playing, and got pretty good at it. I became more of a pianist, but I'm pretty good at guitar. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
But
now, can you play and sing at the same time?
Oh,
guitar.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Every instrument?
Yes.
Amazing. That's so hard. I can't even keep count to 4 while I'm playing percussion at the same time. It's weird. I can play, as you know.
We're working on that.
We're working on it, but as you can see, I can play over on top of music, but the minute it's instrumental, I lose my place. Okay, so now you pick up a guitar, right?
Yeah.
And you start wailing on that too.
I started wailing on that, and eventually, there's not much to do. Musically, in a town like that, there's nowhere to go. There's no career. There's no path.
Okay.
So I have to leave, to get anywhere.
So you had to leave?
I had to leave.
At that age?
I left at 18.
Now, this is just after playing the guitar, learning to play the guitar.
Yeah, I already played guitar. I already played piano. And then I left went to Cal Arts to study. And that's another incredible miracle, because we didn't have any money. How am I going to go to college, or how am I going to study music if there's no money?
Right.
And so I remember there was this little room in my high school.
So how did you do it?
This little room in my high school had a whole bunch of information on grants and how to get money and how to find scholarships and and I remember just spending hours in there, and I brought it home. And I was up till, I remember, I really wanted to leave town. I really wanted to go study somewhere.
Yeah.
And there was money out there. There's a lot of people, you'd be amazed. There were grants for Latina composers, Latina pianists, Latina, females in the music industry, because there's all these philanthropists out there giving money away to people like me. And I was like, I remember just submitting as many as I could. And eventually I had enough grants, enough loans, and then of course, thank you for the government, financial aid.
Yeah. And
I left town. I finally got to go.
And where did you go?
And I went to California Institute of the Arts.
Where's that?
Up in Valencia, up north.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that was the beginning of me learning everything else, because they were so encouraging. They were just like, you know what? You're here, take a dance class, take an African drum class, take, horns.
Is that where you get introduced to percussion?
Yes. Oh,
tell me about that.
Well,
because I think you're a badass. I've seen you play on your Facebook page, and of course you teach me how to play percussion. So I've seen you firsthand, but tell me how that was, as opposed to piano and guitar.
Yeah, I mean, my primary study was piano and composition. I was composing lots of instruments and things, pieces of music, and I focused on vocals and piano. But it didn't happen till after I left school. When you're hungry, you're hungry. I had a couple percussion classes, but random, nothing serious. And then,
more classes than I've taken
and then,
from you
yeah,
and other guys.
But I mean, in school it was just sort of like, okay, I'll take a class. Okay, I took African because the African drumming was amazing. It opened the door to me drumming, but I didn't know how to really do it that well until after.
Sort of like where I'm at right now.
Yeah, but you know what did it is being broke, being hungry, and being out here in LA, coming to LA, and needing to make a living. And I remember being at school, I was teaching kids, little music lessons and stuff. And this organization said, well, we need a guitar teacher. I was like, I'll do it. We need a drum teacher. I was like, shh, I'll do it. I don't know how to play drums, but I needed the money. I needed to make a living.
Shout out to the bullshit.
So yeah, it works. Yeah. It's like, we need a drum teacher. Okay.
Yeah.
You
sit in where you fit in.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not that I wanted a bullshit. It was more about I knew I could figure it out. I knew I could do it, and so I took one lesson.
Yeah.
And I practiced my butt off for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Now you're talking about drums, like
the kit.
Yeah, drum kit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's one person who taught me. I won't mention his name, but one person who gave me one lesson, and that got me started.
Was it ex-boyfriend?
No, just somebody that I'm not going to mention right here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but I mean, actually, it was Matt Sorum. He was my sponsor.
Matt Sorum of Guns N' Roses.
Guns N'
Yes,
Roses.
absolutely.
He was so sweet. He was my sponsor. I was the music teacher at a school, and I was really needing to make more income. And he was like, "Well, we need a drum teacher. They're really going to hire somebody else, and somebody else to play guitar, and somebody else." And I was like, "Why are you going to hire all these other teachers if I could do it?"
I'm a one-stop shop.
And of course, I wasn't sure if I could do it. I just felt that I could do it, so I did. I just did what I could, and he gave me one lesson right there in his front yard. Yeah, remember, it's just put together a drum kit, and he was sponsoring the school, making sure that school had instruments and a music program, and so it was a blessing to get that one lesson, and that was just I just took off from there.
Guys, you're tapped into the Havana Lounge podcast. The beautifully talented Abby Loces is with me. Welcome to the 2:00 hour. Abby, you're rocking now with Guns N' Roses drummer Matt Sorum. Well, I mean, he gives you a lesson, which kind of catapults that. Am I right or am I wrong here?
Yeah, I mean, it was that one lesson that got me going in the drums. And then after that, I was touring.
Wait, whoa. You were touring.
I skipped that part. Yeah.
At which point are you touring?
I was touring after
the lesson?
Between school and between teaching and learning the drum kit, I was playing, was dancing, singing, and playing percussion and keyboard for different artists.
Anybody we might know?
My first artist was Alvaro Torres.
Okay.
I was with him for about 6-7 years.
Hands up.
Long time.
Give it up to him.
Salvador,
no doubt.
Mexico. Then it was Jose Manuel Figueroa.
Okay.
I did a few things with John Sebastian, but it was mostly with his son, Jose Manuel Figueroa.
Okay.
And that was amazing.
In the Latin lane, right?
In the Latin lane, yeah. I pretty much just went all the way in the Spanish industry and did some work with Enrique Iglesias, with Gloria Trevi.
Hold on, slow down.
Yeah.
Enrique Iglesias?
Yes.
Enrique Iglesias.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Just two gigs, not a tour.
Enough to say I did something with him. Yeah,
to know
absolutely.
That, I got to work with him, so that was awesome.
Good deal. Amazing.
Carlos Ponce.
I don't know any of these guys other than Luis Enrique, but you guys might know because I'm just not in that lane. I'm hip hop.
Yeah.
But I've heard these names.
Yeah.
And I know that they're large dudes. Big time.
They're big in those countries. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And it's funny that I didn't grow up listening to that music. I knew it. It was always being played around, but I was a rock and roll, top 40 pop. That's what I was going for. But the work that came to me very, very organically, very naturally was Spanish. And so I was like, all right, let's go. So I just did it. And so I'm doing, banda one day, the next day I'm doing ballads with Alvaro Torres. The next time I work, it's like rock and roll, it's just so crazy.
Yeah.
So I, by being versatile, it forced me, actually, I had to be versatile in order to survive. So that's when
Understood.
I started playing percussion and I danced and I did everything else. So the drum kit didn't
Shout
come
out to
until
you,
later.
my friend. You put in the work. Put in the work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What was I mean, being a female in the game is tough enough already,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so now you have to really hone your craft, I assume, and get dope at everything that you're doing. You're singing.
Lot of competition. And the thing
You ever
is,
taken vocal lessons?
in school I took opera, um, a little bit of opera, but they didn't have the actual vocals like the ones I wanted to. I wanted to wail like a
Tina Marie.
hot Tina Marie or Mariah Carey or something like that. I really wanted to go. They didn't really offer that, so I did it on my own. And then luckily, the internet had a great, internet's great. It's got a lot of stuff in there. But I eventually did take some good advice from professional singers that I was touring with, that I was working with, and that's when I really learned. Like that's when I got better.
Good deal.
And that was great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to those girls, they were pretty awesome in my life. And yeah.
So now you were touring, and I know the story, right? You took a break after touring.
I took a break. I burned out. It was crazy. It was 7, 8 years of that, I think. 9. I don't remember. It was like a blur. There was so much going on. Took a break, and that's when I started.
Went to a lot of places. What were some of the countries you visited?
Yeah, all through Mexico, South America, Canada, the United States, obviously.
Sure.
I never went to Europe. Someday I'll go. But I pretty much covered all the continents on this end. But I never crossed the ocean to go to Europe or anything.
Right on.
But,
amazing. Guys, you're locked into the Havana Lounge podcast. I'm here with Abby Loces, singer, songwriter, composer. I've worked with her in the studio. I believe DJ Muggs introduced us many moons ago.
Long time ago. Yeah.
You were brought in to do a Cypress Hill session, and I think I happened to be there that day. And I think I was working with a guy named Lanny Cordola, our mutual friend.
Yeah.
Right? Lanny, who now is in Iran.
He's in, I think, Afghanistan. And then he's now in Pakistan,
teaching children the art of music.
Yeah, teaching.
Very humbling thing that he's doing.
Also a humanitarian, helping those families.
Very humanitarian thing that he's doing.
Yeah,
I love Lanny.
Amazing.
So
we love you, Lanny. If you're listening, we love you. We miss you.
Absolutely. Love you, Lanny, man. You're the one of the best dudes I know. Then we have a chance to do a record with Lanny for my album. I believe it was called The Darkness Into the Light. And I brought you in to do a song called Den La Fe.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your experience like with me and working in the studio?
That was fun. That was years way later after the Cypress Hill thing.
Okay.
So, yeah, we were like all in. I was in a whole different lifestyle. That was fun. I just remember, it was a great song. I just really loved the song and the fact that Lanny was a part of it. That was great for me because he was such a dear friend. I really think, I don't know, but I think you should perform it live again.
Yeah, I think we need to do that. The song was called Den La Fe.
Den La Fe.
And actually landed on the Kirsten Dunst film Crazy Beautiful on the soundtrack of that movie. And it did really well for us. Mm-hmm. And apparently, not apparently, but ironically, what's the word I'm looking for? Subsequently, we never did a video for it. Oh. And I think we should definitely do a video now.
We could. You could bring it back.
We're both here.
Yeah.
The music's still there.
Yeah. From what I understand, it's a cult classic now. It's like a thing. That movie has become a really big deal.
It really has. Teenage Love story. Kristen Dunst, and I'm forgetting her I forgot his name. Yeah, little young brother.
I think he's a Mexican actor.
Mexican?
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, it launched their careers. Anyway, it was a great song. I like to think, not only because we did it, but because it is a dope song.
Yeah.
A tale of how you can lose your way when you're not really here in the moment, you know. So I want to thank you for that, because I had a great time tracking, recording, and most of all, building a friendship with you.
Yeah.
And here we are today. People,
And
this
here
is
we are,
Abby
years later.
Loces. Check out her Facebook, Abby Loces. Her Instagram, what's your IG?
Instagram at Abby Loces. And I'm going to have a YouTube and a website and all that coming out very soon.
Yeah, let's talk about your new project that you're working on.
Yeah, I've always wanted
if you're cool with it. I mean,
definitely.
I don't know. I don't want to skip over anything that you think is noteworthy to my audience here, but
yeah,
let's talk about the new project.
No, I'd love to, because I've always worked for other artists, and so it's wonderful to finally do something for myself. For a change, it's my first single, and it's called "Flying," and it's coming out hopefully by the end of the month or first week of June, something like that.
First week of June, 2022.
So 2022, and it's the genre is they call it future pop, but I think it's a combination of dance, hip hop, Latin vibes.
Sure.
You know, because some of the music's urban. I'll be releasing music all throughout the rest of the year. So when I looked at the whole list, I said, oh, okay, so that's a combination of dance, hip hop, Latin, you know, sort of a mezcla, you know.
Yeah.
De todos los géneros.
Una mezcla, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm on purpose. I'm combining different styles because that's what I'm hearing in my head as a songwriter. You know, I wanna put all those together. You know. So
now I know that in the studio, you're like Prince. You're like Prince. You're like an Alicia Keys. You play the instruments. You're composing work. You're doing all these things, right?
Yes, in house. I want to do the whole thing because I can. Might as well. I mean, once in a while I'll hire a bass player or a guitarist that's much better than me. Things that I'm not able to do, so I can, you know, that's cool with me. But I'm trying to do most everything myself, just because that's what I'm hearing. And as a composer, it's like if I hear it in here, it's like I want to produce it exactly the way I'm hearing it in my mind. So it's nice to have all the machines and all the things that I need, all the gear, so that I could just get it out there, you know.
Sure.
And share it. So it's
now, is this is this video and song a part of a bigger body of work that's coming out later? Is there an album, an EP that's gonna eventually
there's
get to the audience?
Yeah, there's gonna be 4 different singles and then an EP.
Singles and videos?
Singles and videos and an EP. Working on that. Lots to do, my gosh. But this is just the beginning. So, you know, this first song. And I'm just really excited to finally do something, not only as an artist, but something that I just want to put out into the universe and say, hey, you know what? This is what I've been hearing. And here it is. And see what happens.
Yeah. What will be the name of the EP?
It's just under my name, Abby Loces, and the name of the song is Flying, as in flying, but it's a deeper meaning.
That'll be the first single.
The first single.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right on, people. Simple. You heard it here first. This is my friend, my homegirl. I consider her my little sister. When we're in the studio, she's just dope to work with. And as a percussionist and being able to teach me how to start, basically. I mean, it was the basics.
Yeah.
You took me to the basics, and it was.
Yep.
You
and
know,
now you're performing.
It's this.
And now you're performing on stage.
And now I'm bringing those percussions on stage, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart on that, because it's really added another layer of value to Mellow Man Ace. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Guys, you're locked in right now with the Havana Lounge Podcast. Abby Loces is my guest today, singer-songwriter, friend of mine, very talented. Be looking out for her new project. You want to talk about it again, please?
New project, it's coming out. I will have a release date on my Instagram soon, but right now it's pretty much by the end of May, beginning of June. You can find me at Abby Loces, and there will be an abbylocesmusic.com website coming up soon. The name of the song, the single, is called Flying, and And it's just under my name, Abby Loces. I'm keeping it simple, but I hope it's a powerful song for you because I'm trying to convey a whole lot, a big message and big beats and just something that will hopefully affect people. That would be great.
Right on. Mm-hmm. Guys, make sure you check her out on Instagram, Facebook. Do you have Twitter?
No. Yeah, I haven't gotten on Twitter.
I'm never on it.
Yeah, I'm never on Twitter, so.
I'm not white famous. That's what I always say. I'm not white famous. I'm black and Latino famous.
Oh. Well, I don't know if you want to say either.
I don't give a shit. It's true. I know who my audience is,
Yeah.
Not ashamed of that.
Well, I don't use Twitter on purpose because it's interruptive. I don't want.
Is it really?
It just interrupts me. I have things to do.
Yeah, I don't know how to tweet and the hashtag this with the thing and the mark and the at you and all this other stuff. You got to have the Twitter verbiage.
Yeah, I just want peace. I'm
just give me Instagram and Facebook, YouTube.
It goes on all day long. Yeah, I can't deal with that.
Anything else you want to talk about while I have your?
Well, I want to thank you for being such a good friend so many years.
Yes,
and
you're welcome.
Just being your conga teacher was a pleasure. It was so much fun. And to see you go from beginner to on stage already.
Yeah.
And just so you know, friends, I'm performing with him.
Yes. How dare I forget about that?
I'm performing with you.
Yes. When you come see a Mellow Man Ace show this year, you'll see Abby on stage with me. She also plays percussions on stage with me and sings. We won't tell you what she's singing yet.
He's going to let me sing.
She can sing.
It's going to be fun.
She's going to sing. And she's going to play with me. So absolutely, yeah. So be looking out for that.
Jamming.
Come to every show that you possibly can in your area. Mellow Man Ace. I will be doing a lot of shows this year. A lot of freestyle concerts, throwback festivals, and things of this nature. The Latin Legends Tour, of course, with War, and Malo, and Tierra, and all those guys.
Yeah.
So come see the little lady.
It's going to be fun.
Playing with me on stage.
And watch him play. He's going to play. He's going to play percussion. We're going to jam. People, I hope you get really excited. It's going to be something really new, really different.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited.
I'm excited too, for real. Guys, this has been the Havana Lounge. Are we done? Are you good?
I'm good.
Did you get everything off?
Else? Yeah. I mean, you want to tap dance or something?
No, I don't tap dance.
Okay, that's cool.
I don't tap. I'm no nigga shine boy now. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tapping in. I know it's a short episode today, but I think we got it all in. And as long as you're good, I'm good. Let me get a camera 3, yeah? Is that camera 3? That one, yeah. Guys, I'm Mellow Man Ace. This has been Abby Loces. And right about this time, Loces. Did I say Loces?
You said Loces.
Check a player.
Edit that.
Loces. Sometimes it gets away from me. Abby Loces. Sorry about that. Guys, but yeah, like I always say right about this time, in the words of the great, my man, who do I quote? Do you watch these shows?
I've watched some of them. I should watch all of them. Yes, I know.
In the words of the great. Come on.
Mansfield?
Say it again.
Mansfield?
Curtis Mayfield. In the words of the great Curtis Mayfield, remember that your dream is your only scheme, so keep on pushing and move on up. I'm Mellow Man Ace. That has been Solomon. This has been Abby Loces, and we out for another week. Solomon, take us out, my man. Let's get into it.